All right, you guys, gonna have two intros here. I apologize. I did an actual intro before I started fishing a little bit ago, but I just really want to emphasize again, you can tell by the title, using small baits in the fall for muskies. You know, you often hear the opposite being said. Guys would say go big in the fall for big fish and whatnot, and generally I agree with that for the most part, especially on lakes. I'm almost always throwing bigger baits in the fall, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, you may not move a lot of fish this time of year, but when you do, it's usually going to be a really good one. But on the rivers, it can be the complete opposite. These fish can really get picky when the water starts to get really cold just before winter arrives, and you can throw whatever you want at them. You can throw every bait in your musky tackle box at them, and a lot of times you might not even get a follow, but even if you do, they won't eat. They'll be really slow and lazy. And today that actually happened. I started with musky tackle. I started with a glider and a bucktail for like 20 to 30 minutes. I had one lazy follow, but didn't even turn on the 8. And so I decided to switch it up for walleye because I had to get going to this meeting that I'm heading to now, and I just wanted to catch something before I left. And sure enough, I grabbed my light walleye rod with 10-pound line on it, and of course I hooked like a 42-inch muskie. Now, unfortunately, that's not my usual setup I use for muskies in the fall this time of year when I go light. I just was trying to catch different species, so I hooked that one, not on purpose, but it was a nice fish. It was like a 42-plus incher, broke me off. Unfortunately, it really ate the bait, and its teeth just cut my leader, my 10-pound leader. But as soon as I realized the fish were eating small, I was like, man, I should have known better. So I went and grabbed my beefed up bass rod with 30-pound braid and a 30-pound leader, and I put on a little bit bigger minnow with a slightly bigger jig, and once you know it, first cast with that setup, I caught this muskie you're about to see, you guys. So don't be afraid to go small. I cannot tell you how many muskies I've caught late fall, right before ice, on small jigs, on walleye jigs, on small fake minnows, stuff like that. I mean, I seriously don't even know how many I've caught this time of year on my bass setup. And a lot of times I catch really nice fish. I've caught fish anywhere between, you know, obviously like today was a smaller fish, but I've caught fish up to 46 inches long using this setup, and I've caught a lot of fish in the low to mid 40s. So those are quality fish in southern Wisconsin. They're usually really heavy this time of year. Like I said, you guys, don't be afraid to go small, okay? And here comes the regular intro. What's up, you guys? I'm heading to an appointment right now, but I'm gonna get into town quite a bit early, so I'm gonna hit up one of my river spots on the way. It's raining right now, which is gonna make it tough to film. We'll see about that. We'll see how that goes, but temperatures have been dropping a lot the last week or so. It's been really cold here, and this time of year in the fall, there's a short window where these muskies will really hold shallow in the river systems for a couple weeks before they head to their deeper winter patterns. So, you know, it can be hit or miss. I'm kind of coming to the tail end of it. I haven't been here in a while. I have no idea if there's even fish here right now, but I got a good feeling there's going to be a few. So stay tuned, and hopefully I can contact a few muskies before I got to head to this appointment. Peace. Fish. I don't know what I have, you guys. Feels decent. What the heck is this? Is he snagged? Feels kind of snagged. Maybe not. He's not taking out any dang drag. Catfish? Snagged? Yeah, he's snagged. Or it's a muskie. Are you kidding me, you guys? I think I got a muskie on my jig. guys, I just hit a huge muskie. You guys, I just lost a big muskie. He was over 40. I saw him right before he broke me off. Right before he broke me off. Right here. Shoot! I was just about to leave too. He broke my, this is my walleye rod. I got 10 pound braid with 10 pound fluorocarbon for a leader. And you can see right there, he just had my line too much in his mouth. That sucks. That was a good fish. I got a good look of him right here. I'd say he was probably 42. He might have been a little more than that. I saw him, his whole body go this way. And I loosened the crap out of my drag too. That's what's crazy. But not enough. It just wasn't loose enough. I mean, it's loose. But he got right here. I started to lift him up to get a better look at him, and he just did one hard shake. And not much I could really do about it. I mean, I loosened my drag about 10 to 12 clicks. I mean, definitely had it loose enough for him to fight and run, but probably should have just gone a little more just to be safe. Probably should have gone a little more just to be safe. Gives me an idea though. On the jig, on the jig, on the freaking jig. Oh, he's mad. He's mad. He's mad. First cast with a different jig, guys. First cast with a different jig. It's not as big as the last one, but it's still a nice fish. Fish. Got him right into the net. Nice. Okay, you guys, this is a perfect example. Perfect example. River fishing 101. I've been down here for over an hour throwing musky stuff. The only follow I got was on a very small bucktail. Nothing for over an hour. So finally I started to walleye fish. And I just, on my last cast before this, I lost a muskie about a 42 to 43, maybe a little bigger. But a nice fish broke off my walleye line. I had 10 pound braid with the 10 pound fluorocarbon. Just probably should have loosened my drag even more, but I just wasn't expecting it. So a nice muskie broke me off. So I said, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go to my beefed up bass rod and I'm gonna put on a little bit bigger jig, but still a walleye jig. And this was my first cast, you guys. This was my first cast with a walleye jig on my beefed up bass rod because I got stronger line and I got a leader on there. I got like a 27 pound titanium leader. First cast, you guys. I went small. Look at that, boom. Don't ever be afraid to go small, you guys, on the river when the fish are getting picky. I just hooked 2 muskies back to back on walleye jigs. Pretty sick. Gonna get this guy off and try to get some pictures. Muskie. All right, you guys, real quick explanation is something I wanted to share with y'all. It's kind of hectic right now. I'm by myself. I'm in a rush. Got to get going to a meeting here. But one huge benefit to fishing with these walleye jigs, a decent sized jig, but not a musky one. It's a walleye jig. Is that I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the video. I wanted to show you, but it was hectic. I was trying to set up my GoPro and my phone to get some pictures and shots of that fish. I just realized I left my pliers somewhere else. I just ran there. That's why I'm short of breath. But hopefully you'll see it in the video. But if not, 9 times out of 10, when these muskies hit these little like 3 to 4 inch walleye jigs, almost always you get them hooked in the top upper lip. And just like that fish was a perfect example, the hook actually gets wrapped around that top lip bone. And so when that hook's wrapped around that top lip bone and the barb is going back into the bone, there is absolutely no way that that hook's gonna get out. They can't spit it, they can't get the line in their mouth. You know, I was using a lighter setup before the fish that broke me off. That was because it wasn't the right setup. But when you use a beefed up bass rod with some 20 to 30 pound braid and then like I said, like a 30 pound leader, 9 times out of 10, when you set that hook, that bait's gonna come out towards the top, get on that top lip bone. There's no way they can get it out. I mean, they absolutely can't spit it. They can't, you know, they can't get off. So just another little tip, don't be afraid to go small. Don't be afraid to use walleye jigs. Just beef up your rod setup and your line, and you'll be able to land fish like this in the fall when they get picky.